The last thing I want to mention is about hospitality. The early Christians were known for leaving a little bread out by the road of their home in case a stranger walked by and was hungry. They were known for having an extra bed in their house just in case a stranger came and they needed a place to sleep. This is what would happen is that the people walking down the street, and if they saw something like this or were invited in, they knew they were Christians because this was pretty rare, particularly in that time where most people who were strangers would be seen as threatening in some way. And so the earliest Christians before before it became the empire's religion had this radical kind of hospitality. And it brings up for us, I think, questions of inclusiveness, and this is the point that I would bring to you, is where I get hit between the eyes with hospitality, is who's in and who's out, and who's in my community and who's not in my communities, maybe plural, and why aren't they in those communities? What barriers am I putting up, perhaps, that I'm not aware of? The key to what they were talking about was that they took really seriously that when Jesus said, "What you do for the least of these, you do for me." And so they believed that in the stranger, in the least of the strangers, that was Jesus there. And it really is fair to say that it's even broader than that. That in a sense, it's finding the holiness in each of us, so that whoever you're in front of, can you find the Christ within them? Can you see the spark of God within them? Can you at least remember this, even with those who it's most difficult? And that's really where the rub is, right? I mean, it's easy enough maybe to see it in your children or your mom or someone that's easy to love, but it's much harder when you're with someone who irritates you, someone who's the guy at work who's the real jerk. And that's where it really hits the road, and say, can I love this person? Can I see God in this person? And can I open my heart to this person to be in my community? And that's the challenge for us, I think, as Christians. So these three: service, which is really about challenging that hierarchical kind of structure and being the servant rather than the guy that sits at the left hand or the right hand of God. Love, which is really about saying, why am I doing what I'm doing? Am I doing this to get something, or is it a self-emptying kind of giving? And the other one that comes to mind for me is hospitality, which is about who's in and who's out, who's included in our communities. So let me give you three questions to ponder as you're thinking about this. One, you might just start with this community that you're in and ask, what's your hope for the supper club? What's your hope for the people, the community that you're building right now? Secondly, as you think about the communities that you're in, are you there to serve or to be served? Are you there to work your way up and to get something and to get to someplace special? Or are you living out that kind of radical hierarchical shift? You might ask, is it even realistic to talk about these values of Jesus in the business world that so often promotes a hierarchical kind of working your way up? And then finally, how inclusive are your communities? Just think about them, the different groups you move in. Who's in, who's out, why are they out if they're out, and why are they in if they're in? And then a piece of that always I play with is, who are the people that is the hardest for me to include in my community? In other words, who are the people that really get under my skin, and why? What is it in me that's promoting that? So, all right, gone on too long. I want to mention two things. One, this is a pilot program. We'd love to hear back from you. So I hope you will. We've got to do this together. So whatever you can share. If there's things that are going well and compliments, things like that, you can send those to me. Complaints and problems, send those to Laura Jakubowski. She will take care of all of those things. And last thing I want to mention, look at this nice poster. Does that get in there? This is the pumpkin carving night. Some of you, I'm sure, have done this. In fact, you might just raise your hand right now if you've gone to this before. so others know that you've, hopefully there'll be at least one in each group that maybe has been to this. So October 22nd, 6 to 8, this is a great night. I think it's one of the most enjoyable things we do as a church. Bring your friends and family, bring people who aren't involved in the church. It's a very easy way for them to come into Montview Church, bring a pumpkin, and we'll have a spaghetti dinner. And so 6 to 8 on the 22nd. Okay? Have fun tonight. Let me know how it goes, and I guess that's it. Bye.